Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this action-packed episode of the Signal Sportscast. I'm the host, Marco Alvarado, and today we're going to be talking about the Astros ALCS matchup against the New York Yankees. We're going to recap their series against the Seattle Mariners in the ALDS, and we're also going to shed light on some Rockets and Texans news. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. The Houston Astros advanced to the ALCS for the sixth consecutive time in 6 years. They face off the New York Yankees. This is going to be their third time facing that team in those 6 years. So there's not a lot of love lost between these two teams. Very big rivals in my opinion, all generated in the postseason, and here we are once again. The Astros did take the season series against the Yankees 5-2, but before we go any further about the Yankees, I want to talk about the Seattle Mariners and the Houston Astros series. In Game 1, Yordan Alvarez walked off the Seattle Mariners in a game where the Astros were trailing literally all game. Verlander did not perform his best in that Game 1, but hey, it is what it is. Water under the bridge. The Astros won 8-7 thanks to that home run in deep right field Yordan Alvarez did. Now, after the game, or should I say the day after the Astros game, the very next day was the off day. UHCL had their Go UHCL day, and I caught up with some Astros fans that were students, and I just interviewed them about their thoughts and what they had to think about the series and the walk-off winner. Let's go ahead and dive into that first interview. All right, y'all. So I'm out here with
Jonathan Howard.
How you doing today?
I'm doing great, dude.
All right. So Astros kicked the postseason off this past Tuesday. Justin Verlander on the mound. How'd you think of Justin Verlander's performance on the mound yesterday in Game 1?
So I was actually at the game yesterday, and I really think that he should have been pulled after the third or the fourth inning. I think we really got killed by him. He's 5-1 against the Seattle Mariners this season, and allowed a 2 point something ERA. He should have been pulled after the third. That's on Dusty for allowing him to score this. He after 2 outs in the fifth, he had allowed a double, a triple, and then a home run.
Yeah, I was at the game as well yesterday. I was doing coverage out there. I was out in center field at the pump, so everything was going ballistic. Yeah. Now, when Yordan hit the walk-off, what was your first initial reaction?
Do you believe in miracles? That's what I was thinking of. It was wild, unreal.
So other than Yordan's hit, what was the other most clutch thing you could think of that the Astros did yesterday in Game 1?
Honestly, no one's talking about it, but the bullpen. The bullpen only allowed 1 run in 5 innings to a hot Seattle Mariners team that they didn't allow too many hits, didn't allow too many runs after what happened with Verlander coming in. So we had a lot. The bullpen really came in clutch. I think that's what won us this game.
One last question, brother. Well, how do you think the Astros are going to do this series against the Mariners? Are they going to go for the sweep, or are they going to come back in 5 and win it over here?
I reckon that we win the next 2 games and complete the sweep, or we'll at least lose 1. So,
and they'll pull it off in Seattle, correct?
I hope so.
Got you. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
All right, that concluded the first interview I had here at UHCL. Let's move on to the second student I had interviewed. All right, y'all. So I'm out here with
Ethan Johnston.
So, Ethan, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
That's what I like to hear. So, Astros kicked off the postseason yesterday. How we feeling?
Feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good, man.
Good, sweet. So, tell me your experience about what you saw. Were you at the game or were you watching it at home?
I was watching it from home on the TV.
Okay, sweet. So, what did you see exactly?
I walked in. I saw Yordan hit a home run with all 3 bases loaded. Walked all of them back to home and then won the last inning.
Sweet.
Pretty fire.
Pretty fire. So, based on what you saw, the Astros were down the whole game up until Yordan hit the home run into the second deck. Going forward, how do you think the Astro momentum is going the rest of this season against the Mariners, this whole postseason against the Mariners?
I think it's going to be pretty fire. The momentum we have right now has just jumped, and we're going to keep that velocity all the way through the season.
Sweet. Okay, so what are your predictions about the Mariners and Astros this series? Are the Astros going to advance? Are Seattle Mariners going to force Game 5? Because it's the best of 5 series. So what do you think is going to happen?
I don't know. It could be a force 5. I'm just not sure at this point. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like we got it, though.
Yeah, Seattle is pretty hot. Yeah. AL West Division foe, and, they got everything going. As far as the pitching, did you see anything about that?
I did not know.
Okay, sweet. Because I understand it was a day game, so it was a bunch of conflict. How do you feel about the Astros playing day games during the postseason?
I think it's probably I don't know. I feel like it's better during the day rather than having it later. I guess.
Sweet. Well, I appreciate your time, brother. Yes, I really do.
Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead. All right, we're also going to move on to our third and final student interview from the Go UHCL event. All right, so I'm out here with
Roberto.
All right, Roberto, how you doing?
I'm good.
Sweet. So, you want to talk about the crazy thing that happened yesterday in Game 1?
It's probably one of the best things I've seen, other than the Altuve home run a couple of years back against the Yankees. Amazing, amazing scenes.
So, whenever you first saw the home run, what was your initial thoughts?
I was like, this is gonna change the postseason for sure for the Astros. Going forward, I hope and expect them to keep their high hopes up after this, because that lifted the team up for sure, and hopefully that they beat the Mariners in the next game, the couple games that come up.
So would you say that Astros have all the momentum going forward in this series against the Mariners?
Definitely, and hopefully this also, like I said, pushes them for the other series that come up. Maybe against the Yankees, or what was the other team?
The Guardians are in it as well.
Yes.
And the Guardians are pretty hot at the moment as well. I don't know, although they dropped Game 1 against the Yankees, I don't really care about that at the moment. I don't think nobody in Houston really cares. I think what it is that the Astros are really, really hot yesterday, and after trailing the whole game and how they came back in the last inning, I mean, it's a 9-inning ball game for a reason, right?
Definitely. I feel like the Mariners got a taste of their own medicine. Definitely. I just hope that the pitchers aren't cold. We saw Verlander was struggling, so.
Yeah, and I want to talk about that a little bit more. How do you feel about Justin Verlander getting pulled in 4 innings?
I just hope that if we do pass to the next series, which is against either the Yankees or the Guardians, I just hope that he gets his form back. Maybe it was just a 5 days, since it was a 5-day rest for the Astros. Maybe he was just cold. Hopefully he gets better. Yep.
Sweet. Anything else you want to say about the Astros in this series or postseason in general?
Let's hope and the Astros win the World Series.
Sweet. I appreciate your time.
Yep, no problem.
Shout out to everybody that I had interviewed at the Go UHCL event. Shout out to Jonathan Howard, Ethan Johnston, and Roberto Gomez. I appreciate y'all's time to sit down and interview for a minute and talk about some Astros action. Now, I was at Game 2 as well, and I was able to connect with the fan at Minute Maid Park in Game 2. Or should I say before Game 2. So let's go ahead and take a listen to that as well. All right, y'all. I'm out here in center field, home run pump with
Samuel Worley.
Samuel. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. So let me ask you a question. How did you feel about Jordan's walk-off in Game 1?
I was crazy. I couldn't even believe it. I was watching by the pool. I jumped in the pool. I was going crazy.
Clothes on and everything?
Clothes on and everything. Shoes on.
Dang, so the whole shebang.
Oh, yeah.
So how do you feel about Game 2? How do you feel about Framber Valdez's performance is going to be?
I feel pretty good. I came last year, Game 2. Framber's on the mound. We won. So I feel good about this one, too.
Yeah, so like I said, we are live here at Minute Maid Park. How do you think the energy is going to be in this thing?
Oh, it's going to be crazy. It's crazy during the year. Playoffs are a different animal.
So how do you feel, if it's a win or lose today, how do you think the momentum is going to be for the Astros in Seattle?
If they win, I feel good about them closing out in Seattle. If not, they got to take one in Seattle and bring it back for Game 5.
Gotcha. I appreciate the time, brother.
Thank you.
Shout out to Samuel Wardley for his time at center field at the home run pump. That's where we hold it down at, ladies and gentlemen. But let's dive into this Game 2 action. Astros took a win 4-2 with Framber Valdez taking the mound. Again, Astros won 4-2, took the series lead 2-0. Then we head to Seattle. Seattle for Game 3 at T-Mobile Park, the first postseason game in 20 years. Seattle was on fire. The game ended up going into extra innings. Lance McCullers pitched his tail off, but I got to tip my cap to Luis Garcia for the scoreless innings he provided in this long 18-inning game. Jeremy Pena hit a solo shot in the top of the 18th for the 1-0 lead, and Luis Garcia sealed it off to advance to the ALCS to complete the sweep against the Mariners. And here we find ourselves in the ALCS versus the New York Yankees. Now, the postseason matchup roster has not been set yet, but our Game 1 starter for the Houston Astros will be Justin Verlander. So all games will be on TBS. this ALCS. They pitch off against each other at 6:37 p.m. for Game 1s and 2. Game 3 will start at 4:07 p.m. Game 4 will start at 6:07. And Game 5, if necessary, would start at 4:07 as well. Tuesday, Game 6, next Tuesday, Game 6, if necessary, has either a 5:07 slot or 6:37 slot. And Game 7, if necessary, will pitch at 6:37. So that's the matchup times for the ALCS. Again, it will be on TBS. Wear orange and keep rooting for the Astros. On to the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets kick off their season this Wednesday against the Atlanta Hawks in Atlanta. Then they have a game here on Friday for the home opener versus the Memphis Grizzlies. Then the Bucks come into town as well that Sunday. And then the Utah Jazz will face the Rockets in Utah next Monday. Now, earlier this week, Kevin Porter Jr. and the Rockets agreed to a deal, and where Kevin Porter Jr. would get a 4-year, $82.5 million deal. Again, it's an extension, so I like the move by the Rockets. The only thing about this contract is that the only year that is guaranteed is only the first year of that contract. So meaning after his current contract is up and the extension kicks in, the first year is only guaranteed with his money. So that's pretty good. This is in case the ship sails south or whatever the case may be. But I don't see that happening. Rockets have a good foundation and a good rebuild ahead of themselves. That's it for Rockets talk. Let's move on to the Texans. The Texans did not have a game this past Sunday. They were in their bye week. But some news on Monday morning, President Cal McNair announced that he fired Vice President Jack Easterby. Jack Easterby has been known for ruining the organization, or should I say playing a part of it. He advocated for the DeAndre Hopkins trade and many other personnel decisions that were very questionable within the organization. A lot of players were happy whenever they found out that Jack Easterby was fired. Former players as well spoke out about it on social media. So that's how you know the man had a very, very vocal voice and role into what the organization is in right now. So hopefully this is a big step in the right direction. I trust Nick Caserio with his managing skills. He's been acquiring draft picks left and right. The draft that he had recently is showing that the players that he had drafted are showing out on the field every Sunday. I know it's short-term wins, but in order to rebuild, you got to do it with the right pieces. And I'm going to say this again, Davis Mills is not the guy, and that's being proven right now as we speak. So the Texans this Sunday go against the Las Vegas Raiders in Vegas at Allegiant Stadium for a Week 7 matchup. So be on the lookout for that. There's going to be a lot of other stuff coming out for Houston sports. It's starting to look up, ladies and gentlemen. The Astros are on fire, the Rockets are about to start up, and the Texans are in the right direction for a rebuild. I'm Marco Alvarado, and this has been the Signal Sportscast.